Hi, excuse me. Oh, that's a nice welcoming. Hi there. Do men really need to shape up for pregnancy? This is such an important question, and I'm curious to know what your experience is because my experience is that most men really think, and actually couples think that it's really up to the woman. And when a woman ends up going to the gynecologist or reproductive endocrinologist, it's usually about the eggs. It's always about the egg quality. And even though the egg quality is so important and the eggs are really powerful and strong and can overcome a lot of obstacles, the sperm is so important. What you have to remember, and I'm going to say this several times, is that it's 50%. You're the DNA, you get the DNA from both parents, 50% from the mom and 50% from the dad. And the health of both partners really can impact the health of not only the pregnancy, but the baby. And we're learning so much more now in the last few years and more every day about the impact of the quality of the sperm and the health of the sperm, because we know that it can affect the genetic coding of your baby. So today I'm going to talk to you guys about, share with you about preconception care for the dad. So please be sure to share this video, grab your honey and watch this. And if future dads, if you're watching, give me a high five because that's amazing if you're taking the time to really do this. Most of the time I see women, making shakes for their husbands and trying to sneak supplements in and making sure that they have what they're taking to support them on their journey. And that's amazing. So high five to you ladies for taking that on and for guys being even open enough to do that, because a lot of men, unfortunately, I think it's our society. There's just a disconnect between how important the role is of the dad in making the baby. So let's get started. I'm Denise Noyerez, by the way, and I am known as the fertility godmother. So thank you for joining me today. It's such a beautiful day. I am sitting here outside and enjoying this weather. So, a lot of times, as I said, the dad gets left on the sideline. And let's just talk about the sperm quality for a second. So 1 in 6 couples are struggling with trying to get pregnant. And of those couples, it's really broken down into thirds. So a third is female factor, reasons why they can't get pregnant. A third is male factor. And then the other third is both people together. So again, it's really, really important to make sure that you are as healthy as possible for both partners, because it's going to impact your baby. So when you do a semen analysis, if you have been trying to get pregnant for a while and it hasn't been happening, then you should have been asked to get a semen analysis to see the morphology, the number, the motility, so the shape, how fast it moves, if they're and how many you have. Those are going to be really important numbers for you. But that is really such a basic test these days. And it's really great information and it's a great place to start. But it really only lets you know the superficial parts about the sperm. So, and if everything looks good, then that's great. But it's still not giving you the information about the DNA or the epigenetics or the quality of the sperm. So you're only going to get a superficial view, which again is important and it's a great place to start. But if you're not being proactive in your health and eating healthy and exercising and avoiding toxins, smoking, marijuana, those things make a huge impact on the quality of the sperm. And it can be even up to the day of, because the testicular tissue is it's very sensitive and it can absorb a lot of different things. So they've done a study that showed that if you smoke the day before you actually conceive, it impacts the mental health of your child, like by huge numbers by smoking. So, and I'm just talking cigarette smoke. makes a big impact on, and you won't know that until later on down the road. You'll see the difference. And I know a lot of people look at your surroundings around you, especially men, and they see people that have smoked or have done drugs, have drink, and they have friends that look like they have healthy babies, but you don't see the impact of what's going on with that child later on down the road. You don't see the mental issues. They're not able to be the potential. And again, everybody is different. I mean, George Burns smoked until he was, what, 100 or something, and he was fine. But most people can't smoke without having some type of heart disease or cancer. We know the effects for the majority of people. So if you've been struggling to get pregnant, you really want to take this opportunity to look at your lifestyle and get healthy. So we know that, for example, the health of the sperm affects from fertilization from day 2. So after the sperm and the egg meet, 2 days later, we know that the quality of the sperm impacts the health of the embryo and the placenta, and how the pregnancy is going to outcome as well. So if you have a recurrent miscarriage and it's in the early weeks, it's a good possibility that it could be related to the male factor. Something happened there genetically with the genetic coding from the sperm side. So it's not always the egg. So again, the egg is really powerful and it can overcome a lot of things. But imagine if there's two. I see a lot of women where there's both male factor and women problems trying to get pregnant. Imagine if there's both. You want to get it be as strong as possible so you guys can carry the ball together, if you will, to the end. You want to make sure that you're both on the same page, doing everything you can. Because I know that you want to give your child the best potential, the best possibility it can have when it gets into this world. So you may or may not know that. So things that impact those soldiers are lifestyle, weight, alcohol, marijuana, the environment, right? So some things you want to do are going to be limiting toxins. Please share this video because it's so important that men get this information. Because it's so important to their role is just as important, really so important. And you guys as a couple to do this together, it's such a beautiful thing. And it takes a lot of pressure off the ladies, because a lot of the ladies feel like they're on their own, like it's all their fault and their bodies are failing them. So get in there and do this together with your partner as you're trying to make a baby. So things that can really impact you, the environment, limiting toxins and chemicals. One thing a lot of people don't realize is the cell phone. I have my cell phone right here. The cell phone. So many people are addicted to their cell phones. Don't carry it in your front pocket. If you do, make sure you put it on airplane mode, because the radiation is going right into that testicular tissue, which is, again, very absorbent and can affect the impact of the testicles. So it's really important. If you're working on your laptop, put a barrier between your laps so you don't get the radiation from your computer. Avoid doing really hot jacuzzis and saunas. There's some controversy about bike riding. So, they have those special seats that you can get. If you're an avid bike rider, then get one of those special seats. But, it's kind of like, if you're an avid bike rider, then you're going to have more stress not bike riding than bike riding. And then stress is a whole nother component of having really good sperm quality. So that's something that you would have to be careful of. Sometimes I'll tell my patients they can put ice in their pants to help cool things off, right? Because the heat, the temperature, if it's too hot, you're going to cook your sperm. They're gonna not be very viable for you. Making sure you're eating nutritious foods and foods that are not poisoning your body. So no sodas, right? That's a killer. Not too much alcohol. Alcohol, having more than 5 drinks a week is really not good for the quality of the sperm. So you can enjoy up to 5 drinks a week. Your weight, you may not know this, but for every 20 pounds a man is overweight, it decreases your chance of conceiving by 10%. That's huge. when you're considering that a 20-year-old only has a 25% chance of getting pregnant, because the timing, the window is so small. So that's a huge deal. So, and they also have a study that shows what the man eats. This is so interesting to me. What the man eats from his impacts his sperm, impacts how the child will eat. So amazing. Are they going to be healthy eaters? Are they going to be not want to eat very much? How does it affect your child? Such a big deal, guys. I know there's been such a disconnect for so long, but it's really time to join in and be a part of this journey. Be a part of getting really healthy and doing this together. Marijuana. This one drives me crazy because I find that men that are smoking marijuana and trying to conceive don't want to give it up. And there is so much misleading information about it. But listen, if you're having a challenge getting pregnant, then you need to stop smoking marijuana. It's really going to be a huge impact on your sperm. And now you know how it makes you feel. Well, it's going to have that same impact on your sperm, and you're going to give whatever DNA you're turning on at that time. The epigenetics is going to impact your child. So it's going to be really important. We know that it shortens the tails, it slows the sperm down, and it can increase rates of miscarriage. So that's really important to not do that. So something you also need to know is that even though men produce sperm every day, it takes 90 days for it to actually get ready to come out. So it's so important to do this preconception care for 3 to 6 months, the same as women. 3 to 6 months of really getting healthy. Having a baby is something you need to plan for, prepare for, and be as healthy as possible so that you can give your baby the best potential and the best outcome. So please share this video, share this with the guys, and we will see you next week. Here's to your fertility. Oh, I forgot. If you are interested in having more information, we have a gift for you. Just go ahead and type in the comment section for the male fertility diet, where we're going to give you some tips on some really focused foods. And we have information in our blogs if you would like to check out our website about foods, especially for male fertility and everything. But if you want to type in the comment section below that you're interested in our male fertility guide, we will be happy to send that to you. Okay, sorry about that, but I forgot. Have a wonderful day. Here's to your fertility, and we'll see you next week. We're going to continue talking about men's health, and particularly stress and how to manage stress next week. So I'm really excited about that one because that's another topic that isn't talked about too much. So take care. Bye-bye.